from the WannaCry virus that held the world hostage, to industrial sabotage operations that look like they came straight out of a spy thriller. Today, we reveal the most devastating cyber attacks ever discovered. By now, it is widely accepted that many of the conflicts of the future will be fought in cyberspace. Because the possibilities offered by this digital battlefield are almost limitless. But the real question is, do we truly know which cyber offensives have been the most significant among all those ever detected? This is the list of the biggest cyber attacks ever uncovered. On October 21st, 2016, the Internet of Things appeared to turn against humanity. Millions of connected devices were infected with a specialized type of malware. A malware that forced everyday consumer electronics to launch millions of simultaneous requests against some of the most important websites on the Internet. The result was devastating. A massive wave of incoming traffic, between 600 gigabits and 1.2 terabits per second, overwhelmed parts of the global network. Televisions, security cameras, refrigerators, and countless everyday devices connected to the Internet were transformed into digital weapons controlled by malicious commands sent by unknown attackers. This botnet, known as Mirai, revealed the future of large-scale cyber attacks. Today, these connected devices remain one of the weakest points in the chain, a vulnerability that could one day become powerful enough to bring down major parts of the Internet itself. But why is the Internet of Things so vulnerable? The main problem is simple. Many smart devices prioritize convenience and functionality over security. One of the biggest risks is incredibly basic. Millions of users never change the default passwords that come with their devices. Passwords like admin or 1234. This allows attackers to take control almost instantly. As the Mirai attack demonstrated, infected devices can become digital zombies, silently participating in massive attacks, while their owners remain completely unaware. This specific operation, using this new method of attack, became the largest distributed denial of service attack ever recorded. This event became one of the most important turning points in cybersecurity history, because it was the moment when the world began to understand something critical. Cyber warfare was not just a theoretical threat. It was a weapon that could be used between nations. A lowered head, a clenched fist, a rigid expression, and the uniform of the Soviet Red Army. That was the appearance of a pro-Russian statue whose relocation from its traditional position in the center of Estonia's capital triggered a wave of protests among groups sympathetic to Moscow. Almost immediately, a massive wave of cyber attacks began striking the country. For an entire month, Estonia was under digital assault. ATMs stopped working. Banking systems were disrupted. Government websites went offline. Internal communications failed. Newspapers, television networks, and countless public services were affected. The country was pushed dangerously close to paralysis, creating widespread tension and contributing to civil unrest. Since then, around 25,000 volunteers from this small nation have been trained as a first line of defense against cyber aggression. They form reserve digital units, ready to be activated whenever necessary. The biggest lesson from the attacks against Estonia was digital resilience. The country understood that in a modern conflict, national survival depends not only on military strength, but also on the ability to defend critical infrastructure in cyberspace. Today, Estonia applies a strategy known as the Data Embassy, a system that stores essential digital information outside its physical borders, guaranteeing continuity in the event of a major crisis. Titan Rain was not a destructive attack. It was something much more subtle, a silent campaign designed to steal information. In 2004, routine security investigations revealed that several highly sensitive networks connected to the United States had been compromised. Among the targets were military facilities, NASA systems, and defense contractors working on advanced technologies, including companies such as Lockheed Martin. The attackers gained access to thousands of documents containing classified technological information. This massive operation, known as Titan Rain, is considered one of the largest thefts of secret technology in history, and it is widely believed to have originated from specialized Chinese military cyber units. The attack forced the United States to recognize something crucial. Traditional espionage had entered a completely new era. The battlefield had moved from spies and physical infiltration to invisible digital networks. Before Titan Rain, cybersecurity was often treated as a secondary technical issue. After the attack, it became a national security priority, a threat comparable to some of the most serious strategic challenges facing the country. Some of America's most protected military secrets were exposed. not because of a battlefield defeat, but because of vulnerabilities hidden inside computer networks. The Siberian Pipeline Explosion, one of the largest non-nuclear explosions in history, a blast so powerful that it was even captured by satellites orbiting above Earth. A story involving spies, malicious software, and international tensions as the backdrop. This is one of the most incredible and unknown stories of cyber warfare ever revealed. The year was 1981. The United States intelligence community obtained the blueprints for a Soviet Siberian gas pipeline through a French branch of the KGB. Then came the most sophisticated part of the operation. They prepared a trap, software specifically designed to control the pipeline. The plan was brilliant. The system was programmed so that after months of apparently normal operation, hidden failures would begin appearing, failures that would force engineers to restart the system. But the real purpose was hidden deep inside the code. Once activated, those hidden instructions would manipulate pressure levels throughout the pipeline by controlling different valves. The pressure became so extreme that some sections of the pipeline were unable to withstand the force. The result was catastrophic, one of the Soviet Union's most important an event that demonstrated the extraordinary power of malicious software and revealed the almost unlimited ways it could be used in future conflicts. The battles of tomorrow will increasingly take place inside digital networks. Cyberattacks could leave entire countries without electricity, parciales essential services, or even compromise control over military arsenals. There are almost no limits. A well-funded attacker, with enough resources and technical capabilities, could destabilize modern society itself, because today's world depends on systems that would struggle to survive without the internet. And now, there is another factor that could completely change the balance of power. Artificial intelligence, AI, will become the ultimate double-edged weapon. Attackers will use it to create advanced polymorphic malware capable of constantly changing its behavior to avoid detection. They will also use it to launch extremely personalized social engineering attacks, designed specifically for each individual target. At the same time, defenders will use artificial intelligence to identify threats in real time, predict attacks, and respond faster than ever before. The real question is not whether there will be cyber attacks worse than the ones we have already witnessed. The better question is not whether there will be cyber attacks worse than the ones we have already witnessed. The better question is, when will they happen? Because the future of cybersecurity will not simply be about building higher walls. It will be about designing systems capable of surviving impact. Systems that can adapt quickly to a constantly changing threat landscape. A landscape that will only become more complex and more frequent as time goes on. And one thing is certain, the vast majority of what has already happened in cyberspace has never been revealed, and it may never be known.